Nick, do you want to do it live? Let's just do it live.
Yeah,
We'll do the show
definitely can do
live.
it live. Yeah, why
Let's
not?
do it live. Why not? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Net Picks and Chill, the hockey show with me and Nick Earl. We go over everything that is, was, and ever will be hockey. So there's that. Any questions you guys got, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Give us a like, give us a share. Any information you want, we'll be more than happy to help you out. And if we don't know, then you don't need to know. So there's that. Nick, how's it going? How's hockey treating you in week one?
Definitely off to a rough start week one. I feel like that's the story for everybody right now when it's coming to hockey. And the Sabres are up 4-2 on the Canucks, so which is not good for me. I have the Canucks tonight. But the Devils are winning for me, and then a bunch of my other spots are tied right now. So we'll see how this night plays out. But overall, it was definitely a rough week number one. Needed to get adjusted with everything. I'm not really playing many totals right now. I'm waiting to see how those play out. Usually when seasons start, I don't do totals for at least a couple weeks. And I'm not doing much totals right now. But I am, yeah. It wasn't a fun first week, but it is what it is.
It's been weird. It's been weird. First week is just real weird. And I get it. It's week one, like your brother always says, like tread lightly, like that's his term. I like it, but I did not tread lightly for the first couple days, and it kind of bit me in the butt. And so over the weekend, I did trend a little lightly. I picked it up a little bit here and there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm watching the Red Wings game too, and I thought they scored, but they did not. They're on a 2-man advantage, which I love. So let's talk about some trends that
Tampa
you have
Bay just scored. Tampa Bay just scored.
We need that. I'm on Tampa Bay. I'm on Tampa. So
you guys get live reactions too.
Live reactions. I'm on Tampa, Nashville, and the game that starts later, Edmonton. I'm on the Oilers. So those are my three that I'm on right now that I'm currently watching, and the Red Wings, obviously. But that's it. That's a goal. That's a goal. Roll tape back. Oh, come on. Sorry. Live reactions for our degenerateness on hockey today.
Scored there. So.
Did he?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So Tampa tying it up. It's just the beginning of the third period. Lots and lots of times. The Battle of Florida. I like it. Yeah, Lightning. Let's go. I like it. Talk to me about some trends that are going on right now that you have come across that I found fascinating. The one trend that you found pretty much in week one of NHL, and these are going to change on a weekly, obviously. But we'll try and give you. That's the whole point of this show, is try and give you some different angles you might want to look at, some different who's hot, who's not. Besides, obviously, we're going to give you some picks. Don't you worry. But there you go. Talk to me about this trend now.
I'm going to share my screen here for a second. Yeah, I was looking at what we've seen from the first weeks here, and one thing I've noticed is the home teams are absolutely dominating so far. They're hitting at 63.2%, 24 and 14. I do not have the average lines that these plays are at, though. But 24 and 14 hitting at 63%. One thing that I noticed that was kind of crazy here is if we look, these are straight up plus money dogs at home are 8 and 7 this year, hitting at 53.3%. And then I mentioned earlier during Game Time Decision, there's a trend that's hitting at 91.7%.
That's crazy.
Granted that some of these could be minus 185s, minus 190s, minus 200s. Still, 91.7%. Home underdogs plus the 1.5. If you wanted to play that tomorrow, that would be the Philadelphia Flyers, which we'll get to that game in just a little bit. This is more
right. We'll talk about that game.
Yeah, this is just more than just a pick show. This is a we look over trends and stuff like that. But also underdogs in general against the spread are 27 and 11 this year, hitting at 71.1%. Which
that's nuts.
On the road, they're hitting at 61.5% at 16 and 10. And another thing that I wanted to that I mentioned, I've mentioned this on Game Time Decision a few times throughout the season. When I am going to be betting unders, they're most likely going to be first period unders. And here's some good numbers why. If you bet the unders in the first period here, you're 21 and 17, 55.3%. Rather than if you bet unders full game, granted, empty net scenarios, kind of like bullpens in baseball, that I just don't want to mess with that late game variance. And first full game unders, 18 and 16, still 52.9%. You're making some money betting some unders here in the NHL. So far tonight, first periods are 5 and 5.
Right.
And I think the Panthers just scored. I just saw a notification from my group chat. Yeah, they just scored. Damn. Oh, I brought up
That's
the.
Okay. That's okay.
I forgot I'm sharing my screen.
I forgot you shared the screen.
I forgot
Yeah.
I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, no big deal
Yeah,
there.
you guys can all watch it with us. It's cool.
Yeah. But
oh.
So yeah, so far those were some of the trends I was looking at for this week, especially that 91.7% trend on the home teams on the +1.5 puck line. Granted, you will be laying juices on those, pretty significant, but on the other hand, they're cashing. It's now 6-5 Dodgers.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Nice. That's crazy. Yeah, your brother's in here talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. Tim, that's the show tomorrow. NBA, Shoot Noobs. That's tomorrow night. Tonight's all hockey all the time. But speaking of some trends, and you briefly touched base on this, I want to talk about this game, and then we'll go back to this a little bit of analysis here. But the Boston Bruins -130 at the Philadelphia Flyers, total 5.5. According to your trend, based off that, we would be taking the Flyers. And I shouldn't say your trend like you own it or anything. It's just a trend. But based off this, we would be taking the Flyers plus the puck and a half, plus the goal and a half. Granted, that's -220. It's more juicy than my takings or anything. But if you were to put that on a teaser, or on a parlay or something like that, might be worth it. Looks like a pretty nice trend to be going against right now. So, where do you think? I know you have a play on this game.
Yes.
Where you got a play on this game?
I'm already locked and loaded with the Bruins tomorrow, -125 on the money line. And one of the main things here is looking at it. I'm also going to probably have a play on this team total over for this Boston Bruins team. And the reason why is it's not going to be Carter Hart and it's going to be Martin Jones, which last year looked absolutely horrible with the San Jose Sharks. He's a 31-year-old goaltender. Last year, he put up a 15-13-4 record with a 3.28 goal allowed average and an 896 save percentage. He was not very good last year with those San Jose Sharks. Now he's the backup in Philadelphia. Brian Elliott went to the Lightning, and I like the Bruins here in this spot. The Flyers are going to be a team I'm going to fade a lot this season. And you guys will notice because I'm not a huge fan of this Flyers team. I don't think that I think they're going to be a team to bet team totals against later in the season as well. Once you start seeing the downfall with Carter Hart, and Martin Jones is not a good backup whatsoever. Jeremy Swayman's going to be in net for Boston. Both these guys are already confirmed for tomorrow, which I find really nice that they have already done that. So, yeah, I like the Bruins tomorrow. That's a 7:30 game on the money line around -125.
I like the Bruins.
They're already -135.
So, jump on it while you can because that line's going to do nothing but go up. So, I mean, I like the Bruins here. I think they're going to be a good team this year. Not a great team, but a good team. They're going to compete in some games. They'll probably beat the teams they should beat. Compete in some other games and get dominated here along the line. Keep in mind, everybody, hockey's a long season, man. So, don't get too invested in everything, and that's why it's good to follow some trends in hockey. Erica Taylor, thank you for stopping by. Please hit the like button, share us out, do what you can. We know it. We appreciate you. She says both games go under tomorrow.
I refuse to bet it under when it comes to the Philadelphia Flyers until Carter Hart can prove he's a legit goalie.
Yeah, that's my only thing.
Or Martin Jones. No, I'm not betting.
I agree with the later game there with the Blues and the Golden Knights. That game going under. But this game with Boston and the Flyers, I just can't get behind. I don't know. I just don't know yet. So tread lightly. That's what I'm trying to do. So I appreciate it, though. Also, you guys, I like, for example, we were talking about this pre-show, and for those of you that don't know that are watching or whatever, some angles that I like, some weird angles, like the Grand Salami. That's what I'm getting at with this. The Grand Salami is basically the over and under of all the games that day. Okay, so tomorrow, for example, there's only 2 games that both set at 5.5. You might have a Grand Salami at 11. Okay, or right around there. They might go 10.5 just to give you some juice either way. But today, there's like 11 or 12 games on the slate. Grand Salami was 64.5. So I took the over, thinking there'd be a lot of goals. And some of these games, there are a lot of goals. 6s coming out of the game. There's the Capitals and the Avalanche are 5-2, so there's a 7. That's going to help. But like, you got a game like, and I'm not bringing this up just because obviously I'm a Red Wings fan, but the Red Wings game, it is just, there's 30 seconds left in the second period. It's 0-0. The Red Wings have 31 shots on net after 2 periods. And not one goal. 31 shots on net, 0 goals. Whereas opposed to Columbus has 12 shots on net, 0 goals as well. So I also look at those teams that shoot a lot, that just throw the puck at the net. I don't necessarily like that style as like a angle or whatever, but I like it to the fact that the more you throw at the net, some of this stuff's got to bounce our way sooner or later. Let's talk about that second game too that's out for tomorrow. St. Louis Blues, the Golden Knights. Knights are slight favorite, -125. Total 5.5. You got to play on this one. We talked about this. I don't think you have a play yet, or you're about to make a play. Iffy on it?
I'm looking at this game, and I don't really know where to go or if I'm going to go on anything in this game. It'd be a lean towards the Vegas Golden Knights in this spot. The only thing is they're suffering some injuries here. No Mark Stone, no Max Pacioretty, no Alex Tuck, no Nicholas Waugh. So this is no Janmark. This is a Golden Knights team that is banged up and really injured on the other side. No Buchnevich for the St. Louis Blues team. I need to look at this game a little bit more. It's projected to be Robin Lehner and Jordan Binnington.
Right.
I'm probably not getting to this game. If I would, it'd be a lean towards the home favorite in this spot, but I would need a little bit lower of a price. I'm gonna hope that this gets down to maybe -120, -115, and then jump on the Golden Knights then.
See, I'm on the other side, but I understand where you're coming from. I'm thinking about taking St. Louis now with the plus money, and the only real reason, I know St. Louis, they're 2-0. They've only played 2 games. I know it's again, real early in the season, all that.
They beat the Avalanche,
they beat the Avalanche,
and then the Coyotes.
And the Coyotes, whatever. They're not a great team, but they beat the Avalanche, whereas opposed to Vegas is banged up, and the only team they beat, and barely, let me just say, is the Seattle Kraken 4-3. They barely beat them, and they lost to a Kings team the other day. In fact, about 4 days ago. So either way, they lost to them horribly too. By the way, 6-2. So I'm on the other side of jumping on some plus money here. Maybe even venture out. It's -210 for the puck for the goal and a half on that. But I might, a 2-team parlay. I'll do it right now just to see what kind of money we're looking at. No, you can't do that. Dang. Well, let me do that. Yeah,
taking +1.5s.
I might take the +1.5. I might take the Flyers and the Blues, both plus a puck and a half, at about -200, -210. Hopefully, I can get that down to a little under 200. Which brings me to my next point, which I was going to ask you your opinion on this. Now, you know how we talk about the juice, -150. That's pretty standard for a lot of handicappers and stuff like that. Sometimes it'll change on some money line stuff for me on football. Does it change with you being a professional handicapper? Does it change with you per sport? Not just per sport, but for hockey specifically in this thing. Like, do you go over that 150 mark sometimes? Or is it a hard 150? In football sometimes I'll go up to 180. I will on some money lines. I will. I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody that I'm always taking plus monies and stuff like this, because I do a lot of 2-3 teamer parlays. So if I'm doing the 2-3 team parlays, that 180, 200, not that big a deal to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've had plenty of times where I've bet minus 190s, minus 195s. Usually my caps are on 200. In hockey,
Right.
I'm okay with doing that because if I got a good feel on a game, I'll usually, with hockey, if I really like a big favorite, I'll take them in regulation. I usually am not a puck line guy. Laying a goal and a half
Right.
is not something you see me do often. And I don't think I've done it once this season so far, and that was opening night with Tampa Bay. Since then, usually it's just either the money line or a regulation line. I will lay those so they can only win by 1 and still win in regulation rather than having to win by 2. I would rather do that than lay puck lines. I'm not a big puck line guy. I'll take the plus 1.5 a little bit. I'm experimenting with that a little bit more this season.
Right.
I wasn't one that really did puck lines at all last year, because plus or minus 1.5, because I had last year the mindset of I'm not trying to turn a big dog into a small favorite. But on the other side of that, I am starting to see some value here with plus 1.5s in hockey. So I forgot about that. The minus 1.5 against with Colorado. Yeah. I mean, for me,
it all depends. I mean,
it
I
all
know
depends
it's
on
all
the situation.
situational. We say that a lot.
If I like an over, I'm more bound to do it.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. That's a good angle. If you like an over, you're definitely more along the lines of you're hoping for that. You're hoping for that overtime. Is what you're really hoping for.
I'm more bound to bet a team total over for a big favorite that I like, rather than taking a puck line.
Like a puck line. And that's me and you are on the same page as like first fives with baseball. I do that the same way. Like instead of doing a whole game over, I'm just looking for a team total. I'm looking for that team specifically to hit that team total over. If I liked that, then I probably would go that route. And I do that with hockey too. My strategy for baseball is very similar for the people out there watching that are a little iffy on hockey or just starting to maybe bet on hockey. It's just I use the same strategy I do with baseball as I do in hockey. So very similar anyway. I like that stuff. The Ducks are up 1-0.
Yeah.
The Mighty Ducks. Are you watching a movie or the actual?
The Kings are up 1-0, and the Lightning are currently on the power play doing absolutely nothing with it.
So, like I said, folks, tread lightly because the Ducks are up 1-0. I'm on the Oilers.
Islanders are up 1-0.
Yeah. I'm on the Lightning. Panthers are up 2-1.
Yeah.
And and I'm on the Predators, and the Kings are up 1-0. So, there's that, folks. Tread lightly. I think that's going to wrap it up for us, though, unless you got anything else for us? Any other crazy trends we need to know about?
Not off the top of my head right now.
That's fair.
No.
It's early. It's early in the season. We're keeping it light. Next week, we will be back same time, Tuesdays, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll be here going over everything your needs and wants for hockey. So, short and sweet, like a little power play. I like it. We'll see you guys next week. Take care, guys. Good luck, everybody. We're out of here.